Hello, everybody. Welcome to my living room. And it's funny, my father worked at a music venue in the 80s in Providence, Rhode Island called The Living Room. And I just want my Instagram to be the living room. So now I'm gonna be working at the living room. But like the living room is actually my content and like my feed because I'm fucking Cancer and I love to just be home chilling on the couch drinking a little tea with all my fucking bitches. And all of you, luckily, are here with me. And so I hope that this resonates and gets in there for you. And if you're wondering what's this getting in here for me, we got a little matcha. We got a little wheatgrass and a little sea moss powder. And then we have just one mushroom. Yep, just decided, you know what? We're gonna just throw a little mushroom in there and blend it up. And so this is my third glass of this. So I'm very awake, I'm very hydrated. I'm a little high. But what the fuck? I mean, I felt like I just was like, okay, let me just try out this Instagram thing and do content. And turned out it was like everyone else. Ugh. And the one thing about me, I really just fucking hate being like everyone else. And I've had so much process on this. My mother was just out yesterday and I had to talk to her about many different things, but I said to her, I was like, I have had so much a process around being a baritone player. Let me explain. So when I was in fifth grade, no, third grade, I think I was in third grade. Yeah, I was 8 years old. Everyone was picking an instrument to play. And my instrument that I chose to play was adverse to what everyone else was playing. Everyone was choosing the trumpet. The girlies were either going flute or violin. Those were their two routes. And I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do what anyone else is doing. And so I chose baritone. Do you know what a baritone is? It's a mini tuba. Yeah. And so my fucking 4 foot tall, tiny ass Terran self was lugging around this massive piece of musical machinery here, there, and everywhere because my parents made me walk to school. Does anyone remember that? Raise your hand if you used to walk to school and walk your ass home. Kids today can't say that. Well, there's a lot of pedophiles around, so that makes sense. But nonetheless, I had to lug this fucking baritone here, there, and everywhere, and it was building a lot of character. But the fact of the matter is that I've had an aversion to being like everybody else since a very young age. And I have no shame in that. It's just like part of who I am. And trust me, I've paid thousands of dollars to astrologers and human design people and therapists all over the world to try to figure out, to crack the code of why the fuck I have to be so different all the time. And just the fact that like I am. I don't really need to figure it out. I just have to like be authentically me and keep doing the shit that I actually want to do. What do I want to do? I want to sit in my fucking living room, take a little microdose, and drink a matcha with my best friends. That's easy. Here we are. And so I'm just like gonna do this. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. Like there's a thunderstorm outside. I've got a little indigo spark playing. I've created this little nook in my living room that just makes me feel like me. And I get to like wear a fun outfit and like I can show it to people if I want to. And I can also just be like relaxed and chilling. And I actually definitely need to reach out to my friend Melody, who is this incredible herbalist, and get a little smoke blend because I love to smoke and yap. You know what I mean? And I need to be yapping more, but not on like a content like here's my Instagram post of me yapping. No. It's like all of this stuff is on YouTube. Come hang out with me on YouTube, and I'm repurposing the content onto Instagram, and that's my plan. And I'm also going to take the transcription of these things and put them over on Substack and LinkedIn. I've decided to breach the LinkedIn threshold. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to all of it because everything is a fucking experiment. Okay? Everything is experiment. Earlier this year, what was it? May? April? I don't know. Either April or May. I was hosting a free group alongside Bridget's. I made it May. It was May. And I hosted a free call because I was like, I got to get on here and tell everyone about things. And so everyone jumped on, and I was talking to them about how life is just a psychedelic experiment, anyways. And so it's like sometimes you just need to put a little mushroom in your matcha and get the fuck on with it because life is literally a psychedelic experiment. It's whatever you want to try. What card do you want to pull? What coin do you want to flip? Flip it and see what happens. And wow, you will be so amazed. I mean, life is just so amazing. And I just celebrated my 28th birthday. 28. I'm so thrilled to be 28. And I had birthday trauma forever. Like, I had birthday trauma ever since I can remember. I don't know why, but like, I just always was so boo hoo, bitch, like sad bitch vibes on my birthday. And like that's not the vibe, you know. Birthdays are like, it's my birthday, like yay, celebrate me. No, I couldn't have had a more different experience than that. I was like so miserable. Like I would feel my birthday approaching and I would resent it more and more and more. And then when it was over, I was like unrelentingly remorseful. Just I had so much remorse about whatever. And I'm like, what is this? And so last year I went to Costa Rica for my birthday, and like I knew my grandparents were gonna die, but I was like, I need to choose me. I'm choosing me for once. And so I decided to go. My grandparents did die, by the way. And I was like, well, I intuited that, so oh well. But I went to Costa Rica last year for my birthday, and just decided to switch things up because think about resistance, think about remorse, think about feeling like shit inside, even when everything should be fine on the outside, is that it's just an opportunity for you to change your behavior. And so, what I was just talking to a client about this earlier today. If you are experiencing some type of stimuli that has got you feeling like fucking shit, your opportunity is to do something different. Do anything different. Do something different. If you usually drink water, put some electrolytes in that water. See what'll happen. Today, I was like, I'm gonna drink a little matcha. And I was like, I'm gonna put a little mushrooms in my matcha and see what happens. And that's what I did, and now I'm here. Lovely. Absolutely love it. Anyways, I went to like fuck resistance. Just do something different. It's so easy to alchemize that. Just do something different. Simple. So that's what I did last year. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna go to Costa Rica and business card, paid for my flight, paid for everything. And I was like, "Ah," like, okay, I'm spending money on myself from my business, which I never usually did. Last year was the first year that I started doing that. I went to Joshua Tree, I went to Costa Rica like 4 times, and like all this other stuff that I paid for on my business card. And I just was like, oh, you can do this. Actually, my accountant was like, yeah, you can do that. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't know that. So life is a psychedelic experiment. Just try things out. And so I went to Costa Rica and I completely had a different experience for my birthday where I really did everything that I wanted to do. And so then this year came around and I had friends come and visit and my mother and my father. And then everything was just like so nourishing. I went to the beach with my friend and we were naked all day on the beach and we took like the tiniest microdose. We sat some hape, we had a little sacred fire, we were swimming naked in the seaweed, we painted our whole bodies with clay, and we just like had the best day ever. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I love. And then like my actual birthday, on the day of my actual birthday, we went to, oh my God, we did so many things. We did so many things, but I was just like chilling with my fucking one of my best friends and her new daughter. And like she has 2 daughters, but she just had a baby in February, and just like spending time with them was so nourishing to me. And it was just like everything was perfect. And like I just was like, I waited 28 years to have a perfect birthday. And oh my God. But speaking of July, so July, today's what? 25th of July, 5 days left in July. I have done nothing this month at all. Like basically nothing. I posted nothing on Instagram. I posted nothing on like threads basically, like not, I just haven't been doing anything. And I also haven't really been working in my other businesses either because I have maintenance schedules set up, and that my employees, do you hear the thunder? My employees are already doing what they need to be doing. And so I'm kind of just been chilling and doing like a little bit of admin stuff. But for the first 2.5 weeks of July, I was distraught because my fucking period, I was supposed to get my period on June 30th, and I didn't. Oh my God. You cannot imagine. Well, you can actually. If you're a woman, you can't imagine. If you're a man, you could never imagine. You could never imagine how it feels when all of your fucking hormones and all of the planets are attacking you at the same time, because that's what was happening to me. And so for 2.5 weeks, I was in this like pressure cooker of energy where I was like, holy shit. And I was meeting with all of my mentors, and I was like, please help me. Like, what's happening here? And they're like, just write it out, just write it out. Do all the things that are nourishing to you, like get back to basics, basically. You just have to like go back to the parts of you that are nourishing. When we go through these massive initiations in our life, and this always happens like when you're quantum leaping and stuff. It's like when you're quantum leaping or after you've quantum leaped, because your nervous system has just been exposed to so much expansion, you have to come back into equilibrium. You have to come back to a place of homeostasis in your nervous system, in your internal environment. And so what happens? Fucking hurricane shows up. For me, I have really strong Plutonian and Uranus placements, which is like Uranus is like the element of surprise. Pluto is like extreme transformation, and I'm also ruled like very heavily by Saturn in my chart. I mean, I'm a Cancer rising, so everything's ruled by the moon, but I have a lot of squares, and Saturn is doing a lot of stuff in my chart. And so I am always like, every time something happens, it's like riders in the storm. What is that song? Riders on the storm, riders in the storm. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. And right now it's about to storm. It just got so dark outside. That's why the lighting is so incredible right now, because I have my little ring light. But nonetheless, I basically did nothing for July. Like I basically have done nothing. And I was feeling so bad about that for a while. I was like, oh my God, I should keep my foot on the gas. I should keep like doing all of this other stuff. But like all that stuff was dying. So why are you gonna revive something or try to keep something alive that's dead? The keen part of or the part to be very keen on, rather, in our entrepreneurship in general, is to make sure that you are letting the things die that are dead. Letting the things die that are dead. Let them die. And this is a practice of intuition. This is a practice of just simple self-awareness, of you tuning into yourself at every single waking moment of all of your breaths, every single day, all day long. What is dead and what is here for me? What is here that's nourishing my path? And like the things that die do end up nourishing your path. Um, but you have to let them go first. You have to let them die. You have to let them be turned to ash so they could be fertile for your soil. And it's interesting how I felt so, it's starting to rain. I felt so pissed that I didn't keep things super high intensity like they were all spring. I made $220,000 in 90 days. And then I basically took all of July off, and I was trying to make myself wrong for that. I don't have to do things. Back to the baritone story. Again, I'll walk a long block, but I always come back to where I'm talking about. But I don't have to be like everyone else, and neither do you. You don't have to do things like everyone else. Just because everyone else looks like they have a linear path in business, it doesn't mean that that has to be your path. I own a seasonal business. We work from May, well, that's high season, but basically we work from like end of March till December, first 2 weeks of December-ish. And then we fuck off for the winter because everything is dead. I own a landscape design gardening company and a flower farm. And I also own a property services business, but I live on an island that is high season in the summer. And so the winter is for that rest and recalibration and whatever. But I was in Costa Rica for the majority of this winter, which was fucking amazing. I'm going to be in Bali and Costa Rica this coming weekend, this coming winter. But what I just want to share about this is that you get to do it your fucking way. Okay? You get to do it your fucking way. Your fucking way. My way is not like any of my mentors way. I have a mentor for fucking everything, okay? I have an astrologer and an Eros mentor. I have a feminine energetics and parts work mentor. I have a human design mentor. I have a plant spirit wisdom mentor. I have a business strategy and scaling mentor. I am in several different business groups for different things. Like I have a whole fucking ecosystem of support. And my way is still not like any of those people's way. Of course it isn't. Duh. All of every single person, if you are trying to fit yourself in a mold that is built by someone else, then you are not on your own path. Your path is likely going to be very shadowed. It's going to be very nuanced. It's going to be very liminal because it's according to you and it's your job to figure it out. And so it's like, why are we leaning so heavily on the paths of all of these other people? Of course, they've garnered tools that will change your life if applied in your own way. I always say this to my clients. I say, find if you're trying to figure it out, find people who you like what they're doing and then do what they're doing your way. Do it like them, but like you. Do it like them with the same energy that they're coming out, whatever they're, building relationship with, but do it in the way that you know how. And you know how. I feel like the coaching space is just so fucking disempowering in the way that like you have to do it this way. These are the steps. And it's like those were your steps. Those are your steps. My steps are unknown. And it's like a little bit, scary to do that. But when you hire the people who you love what they do and you just want to help them, or rather, you just want them to help you do you better, then things really start to move. But if you are trying to do things like them, you're going to shit all over yourself and it's going to feel really shitty. Remember how I said in the beginning when there's resistance and we're just asked to change our behavior based off of that resistance coming up? When we experience that internal, everyone knows how that feels. It's just asking you to change your behavior. Stop doing shit like everybody else. Do it like you. What would you do? And do it like that. I'm so excited. I'm just having such a great time. Clearly, this is what needs to happen. And Fridays are going to be my day. I'm going to do this every Friday. And I'm building my life around this right now. I have a bunch of things on the clothesline, but it's raining and oh well. Is it raining sideways? No, it's raining straight down, which is perfect. I fucking love, there's nothing I love more than a summer rainstorm when you're sitting in here and you've got all of the windows open and the breeze is blowing around and you can hear the rain, but you're like inside and all safe. Like, I'm so happy that I'm sharing this moment with you because this is so magical. Oh, God. I hope you can hear it. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Wow, it's really raining, isn't it? Um, a little story. So this book is called Color Astrology, and my very dear friend Catherine uh showed me it, discovered it, and she showed me because she wanted to know what my color was. And so every single day of the year, this book was made by a company called Pantone. Pantone, by the way. And because all of the colors that are in this book are owned by Pantone, they own colors like robin's egg blue and stuff like that. And so they decided to create a book of 365 days of the year called Color Astrology. And so every day of the year has a color that is its color, the day of the color. And so my color is opaline green. And that's why I named all my businesses Opaline, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's go to July 22nd. I'm going to read it for you. Okay, here's the color, opaline green. It's a nice, kind of like similar to my matcha. That's why I love drinking matcha, because you'll hear where I'm going. So, oh my Lord, it's fucking pouring. I gotta close the windows. It's not raining straight down anymore. Hold on. Okay. It's nice that we had a little breather, a little intermission. I had to close all of the windows on the west side of my house because it's fucking pouring. But it's not raining in the um slider, the little slider here. So we can still listen to the rain, which is nice. But about opaline green. So this is my color, opaline green, July 22nd. And it says moneymaker, powerful, influential. If you were born on this day, people look to you for ideas and inspiration. You are a powerful force and can be an inspirational role model. You are meant to be an expert in whatever profession or goal you choose to pursue. You have the ability to build your dreams and integrate your imagination into a concrete reality. How this color benefits you. Your personal color helps you move through times of change in the cycles of life. Wearing, meditating on, or surrounding yourself with opaline green helps you to know when to take action, when to back up, and when to stay put. And so the summer that Catherine showed me my color, and Catherine is Caribbean Sea, and her partner is actually Northern Sea or North Sea or something like that. They're both seas. Catherine showed me this that summer. I decided to help this woman. Her name was Grace Letty, and she's still alive, actually. She's my first client. I love her so much. I love you, Grace. If you're ever watching this, fucking love you. Thank you so much. I knew I would cry. I love her. Um, and this friend who I was friends with at the time, who's no longer a friend, invited me to tend this woman's roses with her one summer. And I was just bartending and I didn't really know anything about tending roses, but I said, hey, I'll help you. And then this person ended up abandoning ship and left the job. And I didn't want to like abandon this super sweet old woman. And so I just figured it out. And I tended her roses all summer and they bloomed like crazy. They bloomed so beautifully. And my husband at the time was like, "Oh, like you should start a business gardening." And I was like, "What? Like that's crazy." Like I don't know how to run a business, but my sister, my little sister, she had her own cleaning company. And so because she had her own cleaning company, I was like, "Well, I could probably figure it out. If Jan could figure it out, I could probably figure it out." And so I just started my own business. And when selecting a name for this business, I mean, the only option that I had was opaline because the rose shoots, the new shoots of roses, as they grow new shoots, the green that comes out is like a perfect opaline green. And oh my God, I just couldn't name it anything else. Like, and a lot of new shoots on plants are also opaline green. And so then I became an expert at landscape design and gardening. And at this moment, that company has passed $750,000 revenue. We are $250,000 away ish, around that, from our first $1 million. And during my birthday, I have a client that owns a very powerful company in this country, and he's a billionaire. I have several billionaires as clients, and he invited me over to his house to smoke a cigar with him and his wife on my birthday. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. I want to smoke a cigar with a billionaire on my birthday. And I was like, it was just so fun. We had the most amazing conversation, and I'm telling them all about soil health, which we're going to talk about a lot about, I know, but I want to keep, I don't know how long we've been even recording this for, but I think that this is going to be the last thing that I want to say is just that she was like, well, this is what you went to school for. And I was like, no, I just decided to become an expert at it. And I read a post earlier today that was talking about how, what's her name? Some famous actress, who played, what the frick is her name? I can see her face, but I don't remember what her name is. Um, it'll come to me at some point, but she played, I'm trying to think of her name still. God damn it, I forgot. She's played a million things. She played Barbie. That's the actress. I forget what her fucking name is. God damn it. Anyways, whatever. Maybe it's the mushrooms. But she lied on her first interview for acting. She said that she went to a prestigious acting school and that she was this, that, and the third, and she landed the job. Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie. And because she lied, everyone in the comments were so pissed. They were like, don't do this. If you're gonna do this, don't do it because this is just like not cool and everyone will have to pick up your slack and yada yada yada. But in entrepreneurship, you're gonna shoot your shot. Shoot your fucking shot. You have no idea. You have no idea what your potential is. You have no idea what spirit and God has in store for you. You have no idea the people who will come into your path, who are here to help you, who want to help you because you're a good person and you deliver on what you say that you deliver on. That's the distinction. If you go and blow a bunch of smoke up of people's asses and then don't deliver on that smoke, then fuck you. Get the fuck out of business. Stop doing that. Stop bamboozling people. But if you are not a bamboozler and you're actually real shit, you can claim that you're an expert of things before you become an expert of them. But the only what is the word that I'm looking for there? I don't know. There was a word. My brain is like so silly right now. The only thing is that you actually have to become an expert of that thing that you say that you're going to become. And so when I said, hey, I can become a gardener, I can become a landscape designer, I studied and studied and studied. I have six milk crates of books over there. That's what my bookcase is made out of, milk crates, because I live on an island and things are very sparse here, and I haven't found the perfect bookcase yet. So everything is kind of jimmy rigged together out here. But anyway, all of those books are gardening books for the most part. And I became an expert at what I do, and now I explain to billionaires in great detail with precise certainty what it is that they do, and they pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it because I'm that bitch. Because I said that I was that bitch and then I became her. And so if you're gonna shoot your shot like Margot Robbie and you don't have any shit to say, figure out, say, I want to be like that. I want to do that. I think that's gonna bring me some type of fulfillment that I've yet to experience. Bring yourself closer to the things that excite you and give you a learning curve. I have an amazing mentor. Her name is Nairi, and she's at Soft Moon Rose. Maybe you've seen her on Threads. She's very popular on Threads. And she says many good things. I forgot actually what I was about to just say what she says, but she says many good things. One good thing that she likes to say is choose what you suffer for. Oh, and about the learning curve. It's like learning curves are always erotic because she taught me about that. She taught me that you're supposed to have a learning curve when you're going into something that has the potential to change your life. This is why ChatGPT is the the predicator of so much um laziness and so much that we're going to lose in our incredible brains that have been crafted over these many millions of years to be what they are now. Um, because they're removing the learning curve that is required for you to become an erotic, alchemical match to the things that are meant to change you, meant to transform you in this life. And so you throw yourself into them and you open your heart to them and you keep your face towards them. And over time, that grinds you out of all the things that are no longer of service to you and probably weren't yours to begin with, and into the things that start to define what you're here to do on a bigger level, bigger than like just like your personality and like the things that you like. It's like the things that you're here to like leave behind. Um, things that you want to be remembered for. And I love working with women who want to be remembered, right? It's like Frida Kahlo vibes. Like Frida Kahlo is like on my altar. Like she's that bitch. Stevie Nicks, she's that bitch. Why? Because they were always that bitch. And they always knew that they were that bitch and they always figured it out. They always said, okay, all of this adversity is not going to stop me. I'm choosing to be a phoenix relentlessly over and over and over again. Those women embody Phoenix Queen more than anyone, definitely more than me. I just have embodied this existence's Phoenix hood. And so that's what I'm able to speak on. But they are beacons, catalysts of change in the world because of their art. And because they chose to define their lived experience in a way that helped people feel more like themselves because they could see themselves in what they were creating, Frida and Stevie Nicks. And so this is my prayer. I just want to help people feel less alone, you know? And that's really what all healers, all shamans, all great teachers really just want to help others to remember that they're not as alone as their limiting beliefs and their conditioning and their programming have tried to convince them that they are. They're not. You're not. We're not. And I just love helping women who want to be remembered for these wonderful things. How could you be forgotten when you go viral in the souls of people because your message is so embodied? I'm not teaching embodiment. Go and do the thing that you say that you want to do from a place that no one else knows about. Only you. Do what other people are doing like you. Do it like you. Do it like you. And that makes you embodied. People are always like, oh, you're so embodied, you're so authentic, you're so grounded. Like, how do you do all that stuff? And at first I thought that I had to teach on that. Same thing with intuition. This time last year, I was teaching on intuition. I'm like, I don't want to teach on intuition. It's just how I live my life. I want to teach on bigger stuff. I want to teach how to scale your business through nature's consciousness because that's what I did. And $750,000 later, I'm going to say it's working. So that is what excites me. And I'm going to this Eco Convergence Festival at the end of August. And I'm going to be speaking at that festival about regenerative business. And then at the end of November, I'm going to be in Tampa speaking at Freedom Queen Live as a roundtable speaker. I went to Freedom Queen Live last year, immediately hired Bridget. I was in her mastermind, and then now I'm speaking at Freedom Queen Live. It's like one of the largest conferences for women entrepreneurs right now. Like this is the event to be at. And if you want to come, buy your ticket through my link. And you also get access to Radiate, which is the messaging laboratory for radiant leaders who want their message to permeate in the souls of their clients, to go viral in the hearts of the people who are there here to serve, just for being them, just for being true, being authentic, for being you, for doing shit like no one else can do it because it's yours. It's your path to walk. And I'm speaking at that conference about scale your business through nature's consciousness and co-collaborate with the quantum field. That's my topic that I'm speaking on. Life is a psychedelic experiment. Do whatever the fuck you want. Money is a game. Everything is a game. You either do it like it's a big weight on you, or you do it like it's part of the game. Okay? I think that's going to be it for today because this feels so fun and felt so organic, and I just loved every second of it. And I loved spending this time with you. If you watch all the way to the end, I fucking love you. And I'll be back.